Hi, it's Michael Dobbs back again for another installment of Forecast FX. A great surprise today. We have Mike Haydock joining us again. Mike's going to be talking to us today about forecasts of what's going to be happening around the holidays. So, very interested to hear that. Mike, take it away.
Hello, Mike and Paul and audience. Great to be back again. Thanks so much for having me. I completed this week my forecast for holiday season. I thought I'd share. First of all, I think we're in sort of a K recovery in retail. And what do I mean by the K recovery? If you look out at the outer two branches of the K, one's going up and one's going down. We've got a few categories that are going up during the holiday season that are starting to recover. Some categories have just been spectacular throughout the last 6 months at least. And a whole bunch are not doing as well as they did. Now, this is relative comparing it to 2019. So it's year over year. I see the overall retail industry down about 0.75%, so less than 1%, from an almost complete shutdown in April. I think that's an absolutely remarkable recovery. So I am impressed with what's going on in these categories. In fact, I do both retail and wholesale, and I was under forecasted in nearly every category except for the ones that I had forecasted that were going to do well, like e-commerce, etc. But in the majority of the forecast, they recovered much better than I thought. So the economy is really on track. The category winner for the entire year is going to be e-commerce format. I see that being up around 26.5%. Clearly, that particular format of shopping is definitely dominating. The two category winners that I see, I mentioned already the e-commerce format. In the holiday season, I see that up being 31.63%, almost a third up from what it did last year, which is really significant. And then if you're in the beer, wine, and liquor business, you are doing super well. A couple of other categories that I think are going to be interesting. Grocery is doing extremely well. Home improvement is going to be doing very well. In fact, if you look down your street, somebody's getting their house work done, okay, or you're doing it yourself. But home improvement stores have been just spectacular. The ones that aren't doing so good are men's apparel, the department store format, and jewelry stores. In fact, we can't even get a read on jewelry stores. The government stopped reporting on it, which is really a shame, but just goes to show that the luxury items probably aren't going to do very well at all this holiday season. And so the categories that are starting to come back, I see toys is coming back. I also see sports and hobbies coming back. In fact, those are showing positive year over year. So they're coming back harder from where they were off. Pharmacy, personal health care, and anything in the health and beauty area, I think is just going to do really well over this holiday season. So I'll turn it back. If you have any questions, please ask.
Thanks, Mike. Hey, Paul Walsh here once again to round out this conversation. The one thing I wanted to call out is the fact that we are expecting that this year, the holiday season, specifically December, is going to be much colder than it was last year. Last year was the warmest on record. The current forecast from the weather companies indicating that it will likely be in the eastern half of the country actually colder than normal. So what that's going to do is it's going to cause a pretty significant demand tailwind for all things seasonal. So even men's apparel is going to get a boost around that. We'll talk about more of that later. But until then, if you've got any questions, feel free once again to reach out to either myself or my friend Michael Dobbs. Thank you.